So I wanted to talk about the concept of sobriety because giving up smoking the ganja has got me thinking. And I started realizing that I was a little bit terrified of the idea of never being intoxicated again. And then I started to think, well, why am I terrified of that idea? What is it about being intoxicated that I feel like I can't live without, right? And so I thought about it, and it's not that I really want to be sloppy or forget things. In fact, I really like to be very capable, and it's not that I'm trying to necessarily lose myself anymore. Like I can live being present. And so what I realized is that the thing that makes me feel like I don't want to live the rest of my life without, getting intoxicated is the euphoria that can come with that. But I know that anything that you do with a solid amount of regularity is not going to bring any euphoria. And, smoking weed might do that, but very quickly, if you smoke every day, it really turns into kind of a no big deal thing and doesn't really even do that much for you after a while. And so I realize that if euphoria is really the thing that I don't want to live without, because this one likes to feel good. What can I say? Let's be honest. But there are other ways other than getting intoxicated to have this rush of euphoria. And, I was thinking back to really years ago because it was such an intense moment for me, but I was, completely sober at the time, and I was riding my bike home after work, and I remember feeling this like crazy rush of euphoria, and I just was marveling at the fact that I wasn't on drugs, but I was feeling that good, And so I absolutely know that you can have a life where you can have these like crazy rushes of dopamine and serotonin and that really good feeling that just feels so intense and marvelous without using drugs. And in fact, it's probably going to be something that I can experience more often in healthier ways. Like a really hard workout can give you this really great sense of euphoria and relaxation. Being out in the world, being connected. And so when I break it down like that, it doesn't seem like such a scary thing to decide to live life sober. And it does seem like a really scary thing when I don't sit there and break it down for my own brain. So I thought that maybe breaking it down could help somebody, because just the belief that you're missing out and that life won't be as good if you're not getting intoxicated, I think is probably a pretty common one for people who are trying to figure out what life looks like, as a sober person. And hopefully this can help relieve some of that anxiety. It's helping me, at least. And I do also know from when I was on harder drugs that planning to be sober for the rest of your life is really scary to your brain. So you can always bring it back to the moment and be like, right now, that's what I'm doing. And that's another way that I kind of trick my brain. And then the right nows do start to stack up ultimately. So if you can't convince yourself that you can live a happy life sober, then maybe just focus on living a happy, sober life today.